All right, so yeah, this is the DB podcast, the Dark Podcast. When you gaze into the abyss gazes back into you, and whatever's within the darkness shines within the light, as well as just read the screen, just read the screen. All right, so Stranger Things once again. So the energy points and the energy grids. Okay, so when they come off, when those apparitions and phenomenons come off that grid, that's when they start doing their little underground, like undercover missions and shit. That's when they start trying to like they be trying to cut heads off. They trying to get motherfuckers killed, murdered, anything they can do to get you out your vessel. Because the thing is, the vessel has memories on how to use your abilities, your soul, your mind, and they want and information is energy. So if they can get you out of that and possess your shit or hijack it or attach to you while you're still even aware of yourself, while you're still aware within your vessel, meaning that you're not like disconnected or detached so much that you're disassociated and somebody else is trying, like, maneuvering your shit, basically possessing you, your vessel, that is, I mean, a part of you, which is your vessel, what mortals call their bodies. um they'll do that because they'll use that information that's within your memories to assist them in finding out how to basically retain not only the energy source that they've already harvested, but the ones that you know of that they can use. Like, they'll use that information to basically gather more energy. Period. Like, they'll use it to hijack, to possess, and continue. They'll just keep repeating and corrupting as well. So the point is that they not only learn how to what mortals call learn how to use, or which is truly just remember how to use your abilities, remember how to do the shit that you can do, like the knowledge that you have, the wisdom that you have, and then they just move on. If you when your vessel decays and you transcend, or if you already transcended because they hijacked your shit, or you're just trapped in your mind because they fucked up your shit, or fucked you up and then took your, now they riding in your shit. If you want to look at it like that, mortals, um, what will happen is they'll just do, they'll just perform as if they're you while using all of what you refer to as your gifts, and and corrupting your gifts is what mortals refer to as a curse, or just a curse, period. So they'll just be doing fucked up shit outside, mayhem, blah 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 blah. And in some cases, when you ask them why they do that, the real spirit and the real soul that is within that harbors that vessel will come out and be like, bruh, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I don't. They'll be like, I don't know why I did it. It just happened. I mean, I'm not sure what's wrong. I don't, and they won't seem scared, but they'll be like, they'll be telling you like, I don't know why, I don't know what, it just happened. Like, they'll be trying to convince you that they're not the ones who are responsible for, the actions that they committed, and then they'll snap back and they'll just do it again. And you be like, bitch, why the fuck you did that shit? You just said you didn't know no better, you didn't mean it, you didn't blah blah blah. That's an indication of possession, hijacking, blah 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 blah. Just like, okay, so just like in Stranger Things, when the boy Will, that entity from the underworld attached to him, and then he gained what is known as true sight. That is a real thing. True sight is your ability to see the between dimensions. Basically, it's what you might refer to as like astral walking, or not. It's not the same thing as astral projection. It's your ability to project your soul into the astral realm while you're still awake. So he's a seer. So what happens is that if an entity like with who you got to be aware that what you refer to as psychic abilities while you're still in your vessel is just natural abilities, or just natural techniques that these fallen ones already know how to do, like, or already have access to, or just like how you put it, already use while they're in the spirit, while they're in the fourth dimension, while they're in the dimensions that they're in without a vessel. they only appear not to have those abilities when they're in a vessel. And so when they attach to a vessel, or attach to a soul or a spirit or a mind and or a vessel, that including demons, principalities, archons, as well as the entities and apparitions and phenomenons. You not only see paranormal shit going on within the aura, the presence of that spirit or and the essence of that soul. You'll like also notice that they also have like strangely what mortals might refer to as like demonic spiritual abilities, and you'll be like, why is it like you have this like ambience, like this kind of like weird vibe aura around you, dude? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, what the fuck, are you on some shit? And they'll kind of like black out in and out and shit because they don't know what's going on, but they know that something's attached to them. And what that attachment does is that it activates not only their psychic abilities, but they'll activate the psychic abilities of that soul and spirit in that mind, and then they'll hide, and then whenever they feel like it, they'll just use it through them, and that's how the boy Will gain true sight. It's not a coincidence that his name is Will, because you have to be tuned in. Now, you don't have to. I mean, when you allow yourself to tune into yourself deep enough, you're using your abilities at will. So he already has the abilities. He just wasn't using it because he wasn't tuned into himself until that entity used its spiritual essence or presence, actually. No, yeah, spiritual presence to trigger him through a traumatic experience that he already went through, and then use him while he's still aware of himself. That's called an entity attach. That's called an attachment. It's not necessarily the same thing as possession or hijacking. Possession and hijacking is where it fully takes over the consciousness. He's still there. But the thing is attached to him, so that's why he feels what it feels. It's the same thing as when you fuck a bitch or a hoe or a thought, and I'm not talking about female. Just that could be a bitch ass. That could be a bitch ass nigga too. Yes, or a pimp, because every bitch is a pimp, and every pimp is a bitch. You gotta get one to go. It takes one to know one. Argue with your mama. She knows. That's why you're here now. So if you know what that's like, you know what that's like. Go ask your daddy who don't want to come around. Why he acting like a bitch though? But he be acting like a pimp. He move like a bitch, acting like a pimp. Why? Okay then. So basically that's where you get the concept of like soul ties. That's the same shit. The difference is just like your soul is attached to something that to another soul rather than it's just like a spirit attached to. You get it? So it's like that. It's the same thing. And your mama might feel what your daddy be feeling sometimes. That's why she be upset. Or like you be feeling what your what your mans be feeling sometimes. Now you feel some type of way. You know he's talking to a girl. You know he doing this. You know he doing that. You know when your kids, what you call your kids, when they're in trouble. That's the same thing. It's because of that attachment. So that's why you feel what they feel. But what do you think would happen if you were attached to a paranormal entity, demon, apparition, principality, or archon in a deeper dimension, in a deeper state of mind than you are currently grounded in or attached to yourself in? You would start to experience what it's like to have the abilities that they have through you, and it would appear or present them, or what it would be like what mortals refer to as psychic abilities. That's why everybody with so-called spiritual gifts, it ain't a gift, it's a curse for the fallen ones though. See how that works? If you really a divine one, you don't need no attachments. And so yeah, he's basically using the abilities of that thing, but he also has his own abilities now. So that thing is using its abilities through him. But because it's using its abilities through him, it has triggered his spirit into awakening his latent, his abilities, his genetic gifts, which is genetic codes. That's where the psychic abilities are dormant as.